Stay tuned, McWars, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. And last time, well, we have been experimenting more and more with heavy artillery. It has been lovely in demonstrating the fact that we can counterbatter the enemy. However, those enemies have been, well, at low health, and we're going to potentially be running into something a little bit more dangerous in today's capture base mission. This will be 4.5 skulls, 5 of 21 priority salvage, 416,800 sea-bills as a reward. And we have about 5 million in the bank right now, which means I'm kind of on the look for loot, because I may want to build a king crab or something similar. And in order to do that, I'm going to need a little bit more equipment in order to inspire myself. We'll come up with something. Alright, so where did we drop? I don't think we look like we're stuck on anything, which is good, as long as, of course, the catapult is not, jammed up on top of a mountain, which can happen. I just have to hope that it didn't happen. We'll find out. So today we have Showboat in her traditional Axeman, Jester in the Vulture with the twin arrows, Howl driving her Gauswolf, the solid fire support vehicle, Finn in the Mackie, Mockingbird driving the Ragnar, Death Crusade in the Thanatos, and then of course Paradox being driving our Marauder with Coach bringing up in the Catapult. Mech 3, we are fairly close to the base. We're looking so far at 3 lances of enemy units. There's probably a turret defense in here as well. 1, 2... At least I think these would be 2 turrets, and probably a couple more sort of scattered in the area, so we're going to want to knock those down sometime soon. Already seeing a couple internal combustion engines in the middle of the forest, and the enemy should be somewhere around here. So, with all of that marked out, let's start moving forward. And we don't want to move too fast, I feel. So I'm going to move myself into the middle of the mineral field, and I'm going to lay a little bit of artillery. So we do know that these guys are there, and oftentimes the vehicles that are carrying deadly weapons have internal combustion engines because they're cheap and easy to use. So we're going to start shelling the internal combustion engines that we can see. Jester's Vulture probably should do an interesting job of it. I will switch it up to... Oh, there it goes. 1 to Inferno, 1 to Standard. That way we can lay a little bit of pain on top of the enemy. And I think I want to make sure kind of that I burn the entirety of the world, but now I'll focus on these vehicles in the middle of the water. So, pair of arrows. 1 for the bang, 1 for the boom, mostly for the fire, and we'll continue to press on forward because it does look like the Vulture is not stuck, which is grand. Are you stuck? You are not stuck. Lovely. Okay, so nobody is actually stuck, at least unless the Axeman is. And a couple more mechs up there in order to sort of take a look at. We'll bring the Marauder forward. We're going to sort of head up to this hill here because I think it might actually overlook the base. Not really, but it will overlook sort of this area here where the enemy will probably come in for us if they come charging forward, which is a reasonable thing to assume. Although, of course, no guarantee. Get you sprinting as well. We need to get the Catapult Mark III on forward as quickly as possible. The Catapult Mark III is going to be essential to further building up better things because the Catapult Mark III is designed to light things on fire, and not only light things on fire, but steal the things that are then lit on fire. It tends to be quite useful. So he will be a primary... crap, you're stuck, aren't you? Unless the Axeman is blocking you in the way, which is possible. I don't really need the Mackie up front. I would like the Mackie up front, but I'll live with it if it's not. I will reserve. I'm going to let Mockingbird make her move first, because it may be... Or not Mockingbird, but Showboat. It may be that he's just blocked in by Showboat. Probably not. No, he's probably just stuck, which is okay. I would like his armor to be sheared and his AMS, but I think I can get away without it.
What's up, boss?
Yeah, he's just completely locked in. Unfortunate minor glitches here and there. We're going to lay down a little bit more fire, just popping shells down. We've been hitting something fun, I think. And you can just brace up, because that's all you've got. If the enemy is dumb enough to come out on top of us, we will be able to do something about that. But until that happens, Death Crusade is going to make a sprint to... Nah, not quite there. I don't want to put him too far forward. But I do need to sort of refresh the sensor system. What the heck? He is a brawler, to a certain extent.
No problem.
There we go. Now we've identified everybody. Who have we been shelling the crap out of? A Thunderstruck, which is a TBM carrier, and a TBM carrier. LRM carrier Mech 2, a Centurion with ATM 9 and heavy medium laser. Interesting. What else? We're looking up here. A Cascatel, a Thunderstruck again. This has got to die. That's a primary target right now. As well as, what do we got over here? Hybrid LRM TBM carrier and a light Inferno carrier. Dear God, they have created true evil. Alright, but the Thunderstrucks need to die, as do the TES carrier. How good are you? Yeah, you're getting pretty banged up. Where's that Thunderstruck? You're stuck in here somewhere. And come on. There it is. Thunderstruck is not quite through the armor just yet. Just Tactical is pretty decently well armored. I can go for a shape charge attack, and I shall. Am I suffering from anything? Did they move at all? Target effect sprinted, medium range moved, no visual. Yeah, fire.
Target acquired.
Solid strike. Good job.
What are your orders?
Okay, Coach with the catapult can start moving in, but that might be a bit of a bad move until we've taken care of most, if not all, of the incoming. And I will go integrated laser AMS to the active mode because I do want to start getting a little bit of pressure. We've got a fire starter. There's the hybrid carrier. There's the light Inferno carrier. Was that all you've got? Oh, that's incredibly disappointing. In that case, put a little bit of fire onto the Inferno carrier. You'll notice that we're not building any heat by doing this, so we're going to keep on doing that. I need to get swarms to replace his normal LRM capacity because we really don't use the LRMs at all. So picking up a whole bunch of swarms in order to sort of fire support in that way, removing the need to get accurate shots on would probably be a good idea. The Thunderstruck's nasty because it's got the TBM-30, which is like a rapid fire TBM. It's non-pleasant by any stretch of the imagination. The Mackie should have some nice shots from here, hopefully. They didn't move, but the Mackie's not exactly the most accurate thing ever. Another shape charge. And fire away.
Affirmative.
Good strike, and we're even seeing penetration now.
Reporting critical hit.
So I don't know if that's actually going to be a... That is an open side. Nice. And you can stand still and do nothing. Jester will probably finish this off. We'll do the arrow Infernos, I think. So set them both up for Infernos, and we're going to multi-target. Although I probably should double up on you, but I want to increase the damage going down. Come on, give me that Thunderstruck. There it is. Thunderstruck is pretty good on health. So bravo. Oh god, the accuracy is amazing. Maybe we should just guide both of them. I mean, I could, theoretically. There is a chance that it survives, of course, if it manages to hit a non-side angle location. Could also light just a whole bunch of fire, but you know what? Just 2 is open to me, but it's a chance in order to hit that. No, I've got to get the fire down. He's already in fire, so. Burn, baby burn. Didn't kill him. Let's see if this one kills him. Didn't kill him either. So we've got a little bit of fire going down. How's this Just 2 currently handling things? Not doing great, which is fantastic for us. We do need to get this vulture on the move, and preferably somewhere in, cover of some description, because otherwise he's going to get shot at a lot. At least I would shoot at him a lot. I'd realize the incredible danger that is that artillery group. So, unfortunately, we did not kill any of the important targets, and that's partially because I got greedy. Or partially, I mean, it is entirely because I got greedy. I wanted to see if I couldn't pick up a whole ton of kills in a short period of time. And it ended up not quite working out as well as I'd hoped. Okay, the Marauder, probably no good angles from up there. I don't think they're going to be coming towards me, but I can get a shot. Is it just on him? It'll just be on him, but that'll be fine. So we'll zip him on forward. We do have a line of sight on a fire starter. I have no interest in taking a fire starter alive. We're going to warlord it up. We're going to make sure that we turn off the tank barrage. Don't want to waste it. And solid hits on all weapons. There goes his right arm entirely. Took out 2 medium pulse lasers. It is an Omni Mech because we saw it had an Omni lower. So we should be able to finish him off kind of soon. This particular fire starter is equipped, of course, with a Innisphere XL engine, so just a little bit of poking should be enough. So, of course, we hit the target, which is by no means guaranteed. Alright, so the fire starter is in a bad way. We've got a Centurion coming on forward, not really caring about him. And the Gauss Wolf. The Gauss Wolf will actually get the shot that I would love. Well, not quite that I would love. It'll be a good nav shot. The best shot, of course, would be from the forest. And I will not fire to the point of starting to build heat because I worry about that incendiary carrier. Solid hits for sure, but this fire starter surprisingly still alive, taking a 20% damage reduction. Impressive. How you doing? Do I know? Oh, I do. You have about 50-ish, maybe 40 health left in that, and your leg is almost gone as well. Had we not split the damage quite so evenly and focused more on the upper torso, we would have annihilated this mech. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Can I get somebody else to actually see the target? Who else is left? We're on 17. I'm all out, so we're about to get shot at a lot. Point defense kicking in and managing to shoot down the incoming TBMs before they actually got through. So 8 of 8 have been shot down, which is lovely. We got the fire, of course, burning in the middle of the forest, which is rather hilarious. The TBM carrier may prove to be problematic. However, we do appear to have things mostly under control, thanks in part to our Catapult Mark III with the underrated laser MS providing the sort of support that we require in order to keep this thing running. Jessel missile carrier killed itself. Lovely. Because it was in the middle of the fire, it had no armor left on the side, and when it took the damage from the fire, it ended up simply dying, which was brilliant. I will move up here. I will actually sprint to get here, because I believe it's very important for you to be sprinted on. But how do you have the line of sight? I won't question it.
Full speed. No
We'll
time.
take aim, and I will keep the guns running low, because I don't want to start building up too much, and we'll turn off the medium lasers for that exact reason. There we go. 6 shots in total was more than enough to handle this thing. I'm going to hope that the rocket dart didn't manage to jam anything, as the goal, of course, is to keep the guns ready to run for another huge strike. Light defense kicking in once again, and the fire, I think, is starting to build. Only +1 heat because incendiary LRMs are rather terrible. And more TBM fire. Oh, the thermal barrack, 1 managing to get through, 2 managing to get through. We've got to kill that thermal barrack carrier. Huge thank you, of course, to the catapult. I really should overload all of my point defense systems so that they can shoot multiple times, because we are going to stress this integrated laser MS quite a bit. Back to the top. Alright, so we're going to take a moment and quickly go in. The Catapult Mark III, as you can see, building up gigantic amounts of heat, but that's okay. It's mostly planned and set up, so we're going to go overload, and not you, for once it's Finno, overload on all of our AMSs, so we have some sort of backup support to work with. This guy was not in the middle of the thermal barrack explosion, which actually makes him quite special. And he'll just build up huge amounts of heat. This will kick on our radical heatsink double, as it will now start flushing additional coolant. Should be finished by the time we're ready to rock and roll. Okay, who do I got? The hybrid TBM carrier is painful. Thunderstruck is potentially painful. Light Inferno carrier, potentially painful, potentially painful. Yeah, you're the guy who needs to die. Look at all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 TBM 10s. Each one does 60 damage. That is outrageous. Shape chart shot. Good hits. Didn't kill him, it looks like. So we're going to have to follow up on that one. So we'll start to move on forward. Be in a position to follow up even more. We hear more things coming into sensor range. Not sure what. Was it you off in the back? We need more artillery down on top of that. So might even benefit from... No, not from Inferno. He's already cleared the fire. So we're just going to give him a normal arrow shell. That should hopefully do the trick in wiping out the last of that. The Thunderstrucks are going to require a little bit more fire. However, our artillery is sort of doing a good job. Does make me want more though. So we're going to be on the lookout for more artillery. None of the units currently being fielded at the moment have artillery, so there is that. We're being blasted by good old-fashioned heavy weapons. So, oh, we got some incoming fire, the Axeman, and yeah, the point defense system's kicking in quite heavily. Most of that appearing to get shot down. 20 of 40. Good job. And Paradox's Marauder, a direct fire monster. Assuming, of course, it can actually find and shoot at the target. If you can't do, that'll do. That's on the Centurion. Now this does place him... Ooh, I may have just accidentally activated the reinforcements, which is painful. I will zoom out so I can zoom out. Do we see anything? Nothing as yet. We do need to worry about that carrier over there in the corner. Should I lay a tag barrage down on top of you? What are you by? Kind of not by anybody, so a tag barrage would be mostly wasteful. So instead, we will just fire the normal weapon systems. Shut off a gas rifle? Doesn't really help. Blast away. Managed him with 2 out of the 3 guns. Not bad at all for 50%. Actually, it was below that. LRM carrier Mech 2 going to be quite dangerous, but the point defense systems are still in range to provide the defenses in order to just sort of keep the damage a little bit lighter than it might otherwise be. Stability damage not as high as I would have anticipated either. We can work with that. Okay, Rakatar, if you can get a line of sight on somebody, you can probably kill them. You are quite good at it once you get a side angle shot, and you do actually have the side angle shot that you would kind of prefer to have here. The Mech is, of course, on fire, which is unfortunate because it's going to require a temperature boost. However, I can warlord that in order to reduce some of the heat that we're about to generate this turn. Apparently not, but we will lay into the side of the Centurion. I think this will be a CN11, Yeah, XL engine.
That's a kill.
Huge weakness. Generally not advisable to bring an inner sphere XL engine. They just do not provide the sort of protections that you're really gonna need in this sort of conflict. Our Mech is on fire, but our Mech also uses Gauss rifles for the most part. Not only that, but we have a line of sight on the alarm carrier. This is too good of an opportunity. Alarm carrier is a little bit lighter in armor, as you can see, so if we double up, we might have a chance. Unfortunately, we missed one. We hit the second one, which means we cut right on through the armor, but unfortunately that does not mean we're going to kill. We got some incoming... Holy shoot, that's crazy.
Taking some serious hits.
Oh, you're taking a ton of thermal barrack. How was the heat on that one? Oh, not bad. You're good.
Aye, aye.
Alright, the Vulture. Time to lay down a little bit of pain. And I will warlord this because we're going to focus everything we've got on a single target. And it's going to be the Thunderstruck over here. The reason why I'm targeting this one is it hasn't gone yet. So there is a chance we might kill it. Not a good chance, if I'm completely honest. Although I could double up on the guideds. This would be 206 damage potential. Fire away.
Locking in all weapon systems.
How you missed by 3 and 1% apiece. Oh, that was the worst possible roll I think I've ever seen a Mech do. 2 above 95% and both of them missed. Talk about luck on that one. Thanata's about to take a little bit of an incoming pain. The point defense is just going nuts on this one. Hopefully keeping us alive. 6 of 6 from the TBM carrier. Oh, that's not something I want to deal with. Oh, you're still alive. Oh yeah, I didn't quite kill you. Although if you moved, you probably would be dead. So the TBM carrier, unfortunately, not quite dead. Gonna need an additional shell. Probably needs to move as well. And here comes the Thunderstruck. He's gonna have all kinds of... And there we go. Iron Dome kicking and managing to keep us alive. 7 of 8 knocked out of skies. Oh, the Axeman is just gonna keep the normal pace with the rest of the force. Doesn't need to get involved in combat right now. The only thing that it's here to do is keep up with the group, maybe eat a little bit of fire, but mostly just hang out. You'll be fine. It'll be great. Keep the protection going down. Got the light incendiary carrier coming targeting the Gauss Wolf. Looks like not many actual hits, which is good. 2 of 15 shot down by AMS. I'm probably overloading most of my defenses. One of the thermal barracks getting through. That's the thermal barrack 20, which does reduce the amount of damage, but the heat will become a problem, and quite soon. The Mackie probably not going to have too accurate of a shell. Actually, no, that's really good. Can't shoot the Caxtel, of course. Could hit the Thunderstruck. Oh, and it's an open side. Yeah, give him a shell.
Target acquired.
Shattered. Gotta love it.
Reporting. Vehicle destroyed.
Alright, so target destroyed. He can't move, but he's still providing accurate and good on-target fire support. So we've knocked out one of the Thunderstrucks. I'd like to have the TBM carrier and the other Thunderstruck out by the time that the next engagement, or by the end of the next turn, preferably before they get to do anything. Killing them both is going to be a bit of a hard sell on this one. This one should be rather easy, but knocking out the carrier itself, probably not quite as easy. If Howl rolls well, she may also get a second chance at knocking out the side of the LRM-20 carrier, because look at how light this armor is. Cut right through it. Hot knife through butter is the only accurate description for that one. Holy goodness, what did we just get shot at by? A whole lot of stuff, but luckily for us, not many get hit. It might be a Hellstorm cannon, actually. Or are you? Oh my, it's a Fafnir. Why do all of my games copy each other? Alright, so the Fafnir is obviously worth stealing.
Receiving you.
So we're going to want to do something about that. You need to pinpoint and immediately kill Mr. TBM carrier.
Locked on time.
Broken. Okay, don't have to worry about him. That's a lot of damage that we've just removed from the board.
One left
And you can walk on forward. Your goal is to hopefully provide more defensive bubble. We're going to try and bunker up here a little bit if we can, because I really, really do not want... Yeah, sprint off over here. I really don't want to engage that Fafnir until later. It's just a little bit too much of a dangerous target for me. We're going to keep the temperature under control so we don't push that too much. Howl, your gas wolf. You have a target. It's not that one, but in fact that one. This time there was no survival, so we've already taken 2 of the artillery off the field, which is quite important. We're going to pull back and get rid of quite a bit of problems on that one. The Marauder, do you see a target? You do. It is the Fafnir which I want to keep alive. I know, that makes life just a little bit more complicated than it otherwise might need to be. So can I run around for an odd angle? Avoiding the Fafnir, while at the same time continuing to engage. I don't know what sort of weapon he's currently packing. It does seem to be rather powerful, to be sure. So I want to be in a position to be able to hopefully avoid too much incoming damage. And in order to do that, what I'm hoping to do is being able to see the target without having the Fafnir see me. It's not looking like that's going to be much of the case on this one. The Fafnir apparently has some really nice angles. Do I even want a Fafnir? I've already got a Fafnir. Another campaign. Alright, let's see. You are the hybrid TBM carrier, and you are the light carrier, and you are the hybrid TBM carrier. So we've got 2 of them. Both of them are thermal bolt 20s, which is quite frustrating to have to deal with. Because the thermal barrack shells are just monstrously powerful. That will actually give me what I'm looking for. But I will be showing probably not my side.
Run, don't shoot. Got it.
So you can move there and you can light him up.
Roger.
Popped. Okay, one of the Thunderbolt 20s is currently off the field. There's only one more. We did place ourselves probably in a position to be hit by this light incendiary carrier at some point soon, but we're making progress working through. I really do want to kill the Thunderstruck this turn. I want to kind of take it out of commission, but it's going to be a little bit of a hard sell on this one. So we're just going to have to wait to see when it comes up, if we can beat it with mainly Jester, but Jester's not coming until 19, although it is only phase 20, so 19 is coming up along with Finn. Both of our artillery are going to be operating quite soon, so we'll be able to lay some pretty heavy shells down, assuming we have good accuracy, which again, not a guarantee. And again, that Fafnir, I don't know what the Fafnir is going to do. I am keeping the tag barrage available for it because I would like to, light it up. But if we can pick up the full Fafnir, I can probably sell a couple of things. The only thing is the Fafnir versus the King Crab in terms of BattleTech that we play. Like, which one's the better choice? The Fafnir can have dual heavy Gauss rifle, this is true, but he doesn't have ballistics on his hands. Which actually, in terms of like making him the superior or best version that you can make, is kind of a little bit dicey. Oh shoot, too much. Too much of a turn. That'll be fine. Brace, protect, that's your job. Alright, Jester. The goal here is to locate not him, but in fact him. And you're going to dual arrow again.
Roger.
Twin... He managed to miss again. That's 3 above 90s in a row that he missed before he finally got the target on. That is just absurd to me. I don't know how he's managed to survive this long, but he's got the devil's look. Give me a Thunderstruck, give me a shape charge, and direct lay it down. There we go. Structure exposed, crew compartment crit. Is that going to be a kill? That's going to be a kill. The crew compartment, of course, a vulnerable location on most vehicles. So we've managed to wipe out the Thunderstruck and the TBM carrier. Okay, so we're about where I was expecting. Well, no, we're where I was hoping. But we're not quite where we want to be. And the reason is the Fafnir is here. And the Fafnir is going to be quite nasty to have to deal with. This will give you a round to reset unless I run you. You can get a shot on one of them. And it is the hybrid carrier, which is pretty nasty. But that also puts you by the Fafnir. I'm going to give you a turn. You're gonna chill out. Move right there. You'll be turning back in later. Don't worry about it. Rack on jam. That gives you both guns in order to rip into somebody. So 75, 75, and 50. More incoming heat, which is a little bit annoying because I don't want this Marauder to heat up too much. I do want it to be able to push over here and finish off taking out these 2 vehicles, which are going to be pretty important. The Cascatel, I think, had rockets and so probably used most of its firepower, but then again, I think it also, there's a Cascadel with 2 LRM-20s, I think. Not positive on that. Okay, Fafnir, gonna lay in with some missiles. And those, I think,
Send me a real
are
opponent.
target inquire missiles. Interesting. Couch or catapult, where be ye? Because you gotta start moving. Ooh, you can get the indirect line of sight, but it's not quite what I'm going for. So run around the outside, trying to avoid the all the pressure that you're about to be under. It can hit this Cascatel. It does have listen kills and a rocket pack. I think I'll lay down a little bit of additional accuracy onto it. Don't know when it's moving, but we'll know soon. Yeah. Just lay into him with full firepower. We will still be under temperature. And with any luck, we won't heat up too much. Or not heat up, but jam too much. So let's take a look. He jammed one of them, which is less than ideal. The Thanatos, of course, with accurate long-range fire, could nail you pretty good, I think. But really, the main one that I want to kill are you. 85%, which is good accuracy, actually. I'm going to lay down a sensor lock on top of the hybrid TBM carrier. He is, of course, the most dangerous thing on the list right now. Which isn't to say that that light incendiary carrier isn't bad, but we have time. 93. Good hit and a penetration. If we get a good crit, it'll detonate. Didn't quite get the crit we were hoping for. But, all things considered, not too bad. Keep pushing on forward. The artillery proving to be critical. You could move into a position where you could get into a really nasty fight. It all depends on how much heat we really want to create or avoid. Alright. Place ourselves... Ooh, not quite. That's in range of being shot at. Well, it hasn't fired anything too huge just yet. Do you have a sensor information on him? No, we still don't know what he's quite what he's got. I'd love to take this shot if I'm completely honest. Because we're gonna move. We're gonna vigilance to give you a little bit of damage reduction. And then you're gonna finish off this hybrid T-beam carrier if at all possible. There we go. Triple good strike, knocking it into orbit. So we have one more vehicle, well, 2 more vehicles technically, that are going to be a little bit more dangerous to us in a close range combat scenario. You can start pushing forward. Take aim at the skies and fire. I don't know what you hit because it's kind of hard to see. Jester's Vulture, you will finish off this light Inferno carrier. In fact, you're going to multi-target. You're going to start working on our final target. Well, the Cascatel is still there, but I think I can deal with it. Ooh, no multi-target. That's not planned. Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll go guided, we'll go standard. And actually, no, there's potential danger close problems. Can I hit the Cascatel? I can, okay. Separate the fire and enjoy.
Roger that.
Guided hit. Structure exposed, didn't kill it. Underestimated. Missed by 0%.
No luck.
These arrows are cursed in this match. Our arrows are cursed. Absolutely cursed.
Acknowledged.
Continue to push the Vulture on forward. I wanted to lay down some Inferno on top of him, but it looks like he's got either stealth tech or some sort of armor. I think I know what Fafnir I'm dealing with, and this is Hard Rider. So he's a bit of a frustrating target to have to deal with. But he is very worth the capture, because he has a built-in head-mounted ECM, which is absolutely outrageously good. Alright. Yeah, I can actually take that, and I will.
Affirmative.
Play the high ground. Fire into you. There we go. Cascatel removed. And if Mockingbird can get a line of sight on that last little one... Yeah, that's not happening. I will move into a position to be able to follow up soon. But we're going to have to rely... Oh god. We're going to have to rely on a shell from Finn. 73. It is on the correct side. Can you lay a sensor lock down on him? Is he in your range? He is just barely in your range. Sensor lock. -1 evasion. Shape charge.
I copy.
Ugh, he missed by 7%. This is the luckiest light inferno carrier. Okay, can't do anything about it. We're just gonna get shot at by him. Like, you're gonna get absolutely barbecued, I think. Because he's got a lot of rockets. Oh, he's pulling back. Pulling way back. Using just as indirect. Not exactly your most brilliant strategy, buddy. 15 of 15 absolutely shot down. And now I can shell you with impunity now. Because you're the only one left and you're off in a corner. Now, I do need to hopefully use my arrows for better things, but... Alright, what am I about to get shot at with? Oh! Look at all that damage.
Yikes! That hit hard.
That was rough as all hell. Oh, not as bad as I thought.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Okay. So we are dealing with a reinforcement lance, which is not good right now. Because the reinforcement lance, we saw them all spawn in right here. But they're going to be faster than us, and the Axeman really needs to move. So until we hit Showboats 19, we're going to fall over. Oh, it's an Emperor. One of Shade's new designs that he recently incorporated into the game. Bet he would like it if we stole one. I might actually consider that. I mean, I have a Fafnir. I don't have an Emperor. Alright, Catapult Mech 3. Let's go getting in on you. Don't get too close though, buddy, because you're going to need to keep your distance a little bit. Do I seriously not have a... Can you see him here? I mean, that's good, but you are also in pretty decent SRM range. Alright, let's start the cookout.
I got you.
Really good on that. 105 heat. You can start to move over. You're going to run through a little bit of rough terrain, but that'll be fine. Temperature get back under control, and then heatsink goes to nominal. I have more heat coming your way, don't worry. Assuming I can survive, which is by no means guaranteed at this point, because we've already got one assault mech on the field, aside, of course, from the 100-ton Fafnir, which has some form of a rack. I think it's a rack 5, a fire rack 5. Okay, we've got a vulture, is that? And a fire starter. What are you? I don't care. Centurion, okay. Vulture, Centurion, or not Vulture. We've got a Centurion, a fire starter, an Emperor, and some unknown final target. And of course the Fafnir.
Yes, Commander.
So let's get underway. Do you see the target? You don't, but you can be moved to see the target. And that's what we care about.
On my
I
way.
can pull back a little bit. And I can't multi-target, unfortunately. So enjoy the solo strike while I get under temperature control.
Target's confirmed.
Mech shut down. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah? What can I do?
Death Crusade, your Thanatos has claimed more than a few lives, and it's time. Oh, I'm so tempted to take that. So we do have to be somewhat careful of that. 20%. Direct charge. You lucky? Luck was not as lucky as I wanted. Over to cover.
Problem.
Howl.
Yes, Commander.
You are also a capable markswoman. Please, steal me a mech. There we go. Pilot removed. So the Thanatos is down, and now we can start to focus on other better things. I actually do want to keep you up here, because this is a really nice position up top. That was cinematic as all hell. Just her standing on top of that hill and the Timberwolf with the sun glinting off the cockpit was just beautiful. Oh, I absolutely adore it. I do need to send a shell your way to blow you up. The Centurion is actually pretty dangerous. It has an AC-20. They've got a Mortis, which I believe is a Panther. Or maybe I'm thinking Ex-Mortis. In fact, I am thinking Ex-Mortis. So,
Aye, aye.
Jester. Could kill. Potential. Yeah, you're Ex-Mortis. So what you're going to do is you're going to start getting things ready for a little bit of fire. Although I do need to kill you. You're too dangerous to be left alive. So, Bravo. Give it some Inferno. And let her rip.
Multiple targets confirmed.
I should have just set it to a standard round. But I didn't. I wanted to be cheeky and kill it with a direct on hit. And when that didn't work, well, I was left like this. Alright, good. Wait, Mockingbird.
I'm here.
Mockingbird's Bracketar is in a fairly decent position. Can I get you more high ground? I would like the greatest of high grounds, if at all possible. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen given the decisions I've already made. I can see the Firestarter quite nicely, though. It's really tempting just to lay into him, though. Might be a Firestarter Omni. Doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day. I can see everybody from here. Easy shot. Hard shot. Alright, where's the... Oh, there's a Firestarter. Yeah, it's a rough shot on the Firestarter, but an easy shot on the Mortis. Let's just lay into the Mortis. Oh, he's a Axeman of some description.
Waiting for orders.
Interesting. Speaking of... time to get my own Axeman out of here. Alright, so that's all been taken care of. You can move over in this direct... Actually, where's the point defense? You're actually okay on your own. Do any of these guys really have a whole bunch of missiles aside from the incendiary carrier? Because I don't think so. Okay, get the temperature under control. What you gonna do? Okay, we got more incoming, which is one of the reasons I'm happy I moved over here. Rakatar taking a little bit of a hit, but nothing too serious so far. 14 of 15 shot down. Finn, how good is your accuracy? With a direct shape charge, go for it.
Acknowledged.
Oh my god. This light inferno carrier.
AC-20, ammo depleted.
You still have high explosive shells, so you're good. God, I wish I could have him be moving up so we could bring the large lasers to bear. And the point defense would be quite nice. Alright. Showboat and coach rolling well. Need to get you forward. I'm going to just make sure everything's set to SRMs. That way I'm not getting any false information for how effective I'm going to be. Yeah, we'll move in there.
Copy that, Commander.
Want to eventually get there, but I need to be very careful about it. Because I do want to... I want to capture this Emperor as well. So we'll kill Mortis, and we'll kill the...
Commander?
Well, we'll kill everything except the Emperor. Let's be honest, I have no desire to have any of you intact.
Right, Commander.
A little bit of rough terrain. Don't think that's going to work against me too badly, because I didn't see a huge number of targets with, like, lots of stability inducing damage. Yeah, what I need you to do is kill that little carrier. Actually, how good is your shot on the Mortis? It's actually really good. It's got an ERPPC, LRM Longfire, LRM 15, and a rocket. Do I have detailed information? Yeah, he's got an axe. You are a 70 tonner? This border needs to move out. Oh, you're a pretty big mech with a pretty big axe. And you'd be worth taking. Possibly. Let's just make sure, though, that I finally deal with my little threat over here. You've survived a great deal of time.
Okay.
No more. Alright, so we've dealt with the looming threat to our right. It is now our mechs versus their mechs on the hill, which is kind of okay. Get us a nice position overlooking the entire universe. And yeah, I suppose you can just nail the Firestarter. Is that a normal Firestarter? Yeah, 35 tons. Interesting. Did you just core him out? That was beautiful, Howl. I adore it. Alright, Jester. Emperor, no. Mortis is a phenomenal shot, so... enjoy the gift. From on far.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Double hit. Target is damaged. And in trouble. Oh, going down as well.
LRM.
That'll make life so much more easy when we start laying down. High explosive shells. It's not as good as the shape charge will be, but it will scatter damage all over this mech. Emperor, no, the Mortis is on the ground. Aim for his leg. We would like to take it. 99%. Good hit. And, of course, causing damage over here as well.
Solid connection on that one.
Which is lovely, and you can just stay sitting. I don't actually need you to get up or do anything, don't worry. I wouldn't ask that of a friend. You, on the other hand, how much does he have left on his leg? Oh, he's got like 31. Do that.
Engage the target.
Oh, you blew up a little more than I wanted. I probably should have just fired the laser. But that did kill the target thanks to legs knocked out. And Radical Proto is now back under temperature, which is important. Okay, Emperor leaving his cover.
Yes, Commander.
Mockingbird, what do you got? You've got a shot, but you're shooting through friendlies. Which is obviously a little less than ideal. But I can get you in front of friendlies. And have you lay down the law. And you shall with the Warlord. So, yeah, burn through a Centurion if you don't mind. Oh, a good job of knocking out his left side, but his right side is the side with the gun. So we're just going to have to keep that in mind. Speaking of Death Crusade, if you wouldn't mind removing, well, the rest of the mech. Oof, just sort of splattered, didn't it?
Hostile removed.
I love it. So now that we've dealt with him, we just have our friendly little, well, whatever the heck you are. Well, the Emperor. Which we intended to capture in as intact position as we can. How do I get to the target? The target is not there.
I got you.
This is not the turn of our ascension over the Emperor.
Standing by.
So the Marauder also is 3 turns away from another shot with the tag, which is a bit unfortunate. Keep our distance, of course. We don't need to get close to the target in order to kill it, nor take its head clean off. I didn't see the Emperor, if the Emperor had any sort of weapon systems on board. The missile weapon systems, I should clarify, of course. Because obviously he has weapon systems. He's got a whole ton of AC-5s. Okay, let's lay down some fire.
Roger.
Good hit. We don't want to cause too much damage. We want to just basically make his life a living hell. And then we'll get the pilot out of the cockpit. Now, we already have 100 ton that's going to be in the loot pool, so this is not the most critical capture attempt, but we have a preference to take it intact. He's on fire. He's getting his temperature under control. He's going to start opening fire. Twin large lasers towards the Rakadar. Neither of them managing to connect, which is ideal. Oh, but he's cooking himself. Cooked himself to do it.
Reading you.
I think I've got you.
10-4.
Okay, Death Crusade. Thanatos is going to preserve. Coach.
Ready to rock.
See if I can't get... Yeah, I'm in range. Coming up.
Double time. Let's go.
Sensor lock. Mark out the Emperor. Only a 55% after the sensor lock. That should improve a little bit to 67. And mass Inferno swarms. And that'll be a cook down. Emperor fully shut down now.
Waiting for orders.
Howl, markswoman that you be. Twin shot.
Locked on target.
Okay, not quite the goal. We'll want to limit the amount more that we shoot at the target. You do have a frontal shot, so you should... Yeah, you can take this.
I cut.
Knocked down, but not a headshot. He'll be in a position to be torched out next turn. I think we caused a little bit too much damage with that one, though. Especially for Finn's giant cannon. Yeah, 16%. No, thank you. Not on that. Showboat can start to move in on the target. And we'll see about cooking him next round.
Standing by.
I will give Jester a headshot with an Inferno.
Locked on.
So he knows just how much fire he's on.
On the move.
And then Mockingbird can stand still, and Brace looking badass on top of the mountain.
Holding and cool.
Death Crusade, I waited for you specifically. How much health? 81, 64, 78. Okay, don't hit the one side armor. I give you this one chance.
Roger that.
Missed. Okay. Heat hit his.
AC-10 ammo gone.
Enemy phase. Yeah, you're not turned on. Coach,
Hey, yup.
it's time to finish this. Move even closer
I'm there.
for greater accuracy. How much is that, Senator? 13. Yeah. Aim for the leg. That's 245 heat, and the pilot is like, nah, I got this.
Roger that.
Okay.
And stabilizing.
Which means we have to wait for Jester
Ready for orders.
to lay another Inferno down so that he understands. Dude, you're in a lot of trouble. Get out of the mech.
Engaging with target.
Panicked! Panic is good. But he's not out of the mech yet.
Waiting for orders.
You have a very limited time, my friend,
Sprinting.
before the Axeman cometh. The Axeman is just basically serving the entire game today as a little point defense
Roger.
turret.
Venting heat.
Roger
One
that.
turn, and the Marauder will be able to lay down a shot as well. Enemy sitting down on the ground, of course, panicking. Too much heat. Can't handle the heat. Coach,
Confirmed.
talking about how much heat? 6. 6 heat is how much we're talking about. Try not to kill it. Structure exposed, gyro kit, 245 heat. Come on, pilot. And he's out, okay. So, taken care of. So we crit the gyro, didn't blow it up, but we did crit it. Didn't destroy any location, and here, of course, is the dropship. You're done. Showboat,
Good to go.
step on base.
Affirmative.
The base is ours. I think the worst damage was probably taken by the Axeman on this one, because the Axeman ended up taking basically the full frontal assault that the Fafnir could lay down, and that was a pretty impressive barrage. I'm outright shocked that it didn't take more damage in any one location, but I suppose that's one of the huge weaknesses of pirate racks. Like, a frontal shot is the weakest point with which to try to use a normal rack, and a pirate rack basically turns that into cluster shells firing at you, which disperses it even more. So there's huge weaknesses with the rotary autocannons, but yeah, the pirate version just makes it even worse. You have to be in a very specific set of circumstances to make that work properly. But that's a Fafnir on the ground and an Emperor on the ground. And if it's the Fafnir I think it is, it's one heck of a Fafnir. 326,000, 50 Seabules, not bad. The Axeman a little bit chewed up. Most of the other mechs relatively pristine, just a little bit of heat damage all over the place. We should be fine. And of course, this is 5 of 21 priority salvage. If this bundles right, I might be able to... It bundles, it bundles, it bundles. The Fafnir, of course, did not bundle. Oh, do I take the Fafnir? I have to take the Emperor. I feel obligated to do so. And I have the LBXs that I would need to rebuild it in the proper way. We're going to hope we get the Fafnir. And this is just showing my love and appreciation for the RogueTech team. By parting with the Fafnir and instead taking the Emperor. A 90-ton assault mech instead of the 100-ton assault mech. Whole bunch of stuff. This is actually some really nice gear. So we're just gonna cycle through upper recall. I have one. I actually need to put it back onto the put it onto the whatchamacallit. Augmented Thunder, SRM Inferno. There's another Hydra, but I can't afford to take it. Oh, we did not get any more Fafnir parts. But we did get a couple of Centurion parts. So we did build an Emperor now. We have an ER and PPC, 2 large lasers, a large pulse, a medium heavy pirate, just in case you're feeling somewhat suicidal. Actually, no, it's not that bad. Indirect plus, excellent. That'll be perfect for another artillery mech. And some Deadfires and listen kill our arms. Not bad at all. So we've just picked up a 90-ton Emperor battle mech, which ought to be some interesting things to do with it, depending on sort of how it all works out. We have the Onager coming, which is another heat machine, which is good. I really do want at least one more artillery mech. I think twin thumpers would be pretty funny, although twin snipers might be better, and twin arrows, especially if I can find clan, would be obviously the best. Twin arrow clan is just absurdly good, and I need to get my hands on them as soon as possible. Because the amount of firepower that you can lay down with twin arrow, as we're seeing, is huge. If I could go quad arrow, I would need 4 clan arrows in order to do it, but if I could put 4 arrows on a single mech, the amount of waste we could lay would be amazing, and I would definitely look forward to it. So, the Emperor, however, a little bit more of a traditional mech, it seems. Ballistic and energy. 83,000 for the next 9 days. Well, 83,353 C-bills. Lots of 3s in that one. For the next 9 days in order to fully rebuild what we had just had. We've got like 4 days before the end of the month. And we've just picked up another mech. So we're going to quickly manage tasks. Take a peek. The Axeman, of course, as anticipated. The hugest amounts of damage. This catapult I really should just sell. Because I really don't think we're going to use it. Alright. 5, 3, 2, 1, 1. So yeah, we'll be ready in 5 days, which will be fine. Show me my mech bay. We have several mechs to sell, and we have several mechs to keep. I will keep the Fafnir parts. They are 100-ton assault mech parts, and they would pay me a lot, but this particular Fafnir, the pirate Fafnir, is stupidly powerful, I think. I believe this is the one that has Hard Rider, which is an amazing ECM cockpit, which is just... It'll blow you away with how good it is if we ever run into another pirate Fafnir and we steal the stuff. I get rid of the Centurion parts because I have no interest in Centurion parts. Puts us up to nice amount of cash once again. We will check out the store, of course. We're always checking the store for new and interesting things. Because the faction shop that we have access to because we play Clan Tortuga is just amazing. The more people in your faction, that means just the better faction shop you get. Risk Rotor AC2, that's pretty garbage after I just talked up the faction shop. LRMs, Longfire, Double, Deadfire, Inferno. How much Inferno I got? I got 5, but... Oh, there's the Hydra we wanted. Thank you. We're probably populating most of this list. More heat because heat is so powerful. So all good with that. Heatsink kit prototype. BC Artemis, I have 1, so I'm good on that. A Com Sweep++, Ultra Gyro. Upper Spiked. Ooh. I think yes. We may have to revisit the construction on the Axeman. Alright, show me my mech bay. Now the first thing we need to check is hard points in general. Before I decide if I want to sell something. The Emperor has 4 ballistic, 9 energy, 2 missile, and 2 support. My Roughneck, which I do love the Roughneck, 4 ballistic, 1 energy, 1 missile, 2 support. So the Roughneck doesn't really hold up comparatively. I like the Roughneck. They're awesome mechs. I think they're really cool. But if we want to be reasonable, we swap out the Roughneck for it. So scrap the Roughneck. Love you, buddy, but not today. The Black Knight we're still holding on to because it has 8 energy hardpoints, and I'm trying to come up with a good idea with which to build it on. I'm still thinking. I'll still work on it. This puts us at 2.1 million C-bills. I don't want to have this catapult. Stop the work on the catapult. We'll be refunded 130,000 C-bills, and then we're going to scrap the catapult because we're not going to use it. 959,000 C-bills. Now that is not this catapult, which is the catapult, which is the Onager. And the Onager, of course, will be a massive heat machine with twin plasmas on one arm and twin MML-15s on another arm with lots of Infernos and Hydras. So he stays. He has a role. We know what we're doing with him. The other catapult, what was I going to do with it? I mean, more MMLs? Alright, so let's run to the end of the month so I can take a look at the Emperor. Most of my pilots back on duty. 2 million C-bills just came out of our pocket, but you know what? We're still at like 4 million C-bills, which is amazing to me. I'm so happy about it. I'm just so happy about it. Alright, Axeman needs 1 more day. Come to the mech bay. Come to my mech bay. Storage. Construct the Emperor. Do it. Alright. Show me my brand new Emperor. Look at that! Now that's a thuggish looking mech if I've ever seen one. I love it. Oh, that's actually really good. I hadn't actually seen it in game yet. That's really good. Let me get a close up. I want to see the close up of the upper torso. Oh yeah. I also really like the shiny cockpit visors. Got sort of the head-mounted laser. Looks really nice, actually. The only thing that I would have done would be extend these barrels a bit more, but other than that, that's lovely. Awesome. Okay. Let's go take a look at what we actually got our hands onto. So, first things first, this thing had an XL engine. We came really close to blowing it to smithereens. One of the LB-10s managed to survive. We've also got a large laser in there, some ammunition, some case. Case is pointless on a mech with an XL engine. I keep trying to tell people this and nobody wants to believe it. But like, if you have an XL engine and it's not an inner sphere XL engine, case is worthless to you. Don't use it. It's gonna get you killed. Alright, so let's take a look at what kind of engines I've got. Because we have a 270 braided fusion core in there, which is gonna move it at a speed of 4.7. Okay, what would happen if I put in a 300? Goes from 4.7 to 4.7. Okay, so that doesn't help you. And a 340 moves you at 8.5, which is a step up. I kind of want to do that just to keep the speed going, but as you can see, the amount of tonnage that gives you to work with is minuscule. If I come over now to actual engine replacements, I have a single clan engine for my XL that I should probably use for an assault mech. And we'll pull off this, we'll pull off this. Medium pulse laser. The case now actually has a function. So we can't do kind of the thing that I really want to do because I don't think there's just enough space for it. And that would be to do this. Unfortunately, the space just isn't there. Let's see. We got 2 Ultra 5s, which is tempting to roll. Just pull all this off. Let me get a look at you. A good look at you. 29 tons of pod space is a bit rough. It's gonna be a fire support mech, that's for gosh darn sure. Well, I could probably make it as a little bit more of a close-in aggressive mech. How many MMLs do I still have? Oh, I still got huge MMLs. How about these? Oh, we could go the good old standby, actually. Actually, I don't think I can. I don't think I have the clan Gauss rifles to make it work. But you can make twin heavy MRM, twin Gauss rifle work, and it is absolutely amazing what it can do. We also don't have a gyro to replace it with, so we are a little bit limited on that front. Oh, what do I do with you? What do I do with you, my little friend? You have so many wonderful hardpoints all over this mech. I can go with big energy on hand-mounted. I can go with big ballistic hand-mounted. How many heavy large lasers do I have heavy large lasers? I don't think I do. But it's worth checking. God, I gotta prune this laser list. There's too many types. Large laser, medium, heavy large laser, large pulse, large X pulse. Large X pulse. Twin large X pulse. Imagine the firepower. I could even do... Ooh, because you don't have hands. Etc. Thumper. Thumper. Now we're already over a ton, but if we did this, we would go back to that 270 rated core in a heartbeat. So that will save us some tonnage. See, we're already at 12 tons. So the twin thumpers. Oh, this would be fun, actually. I would need... I don't have enough weapon mounts to do it, but you can. This is already slated for another mech. Hands melee doesn't help me. Yeah, none of these work for me, which is fine. I mean, they didn't need to. I can't put an omnipod lower on a non-omni mech. It makes me sad. So twin thumpers. Give me some ammo for them thumpers. Etc. Also, where is my support hardpoints? No, they're hand-mounted only. Jerk. Why would they be hand-mounted only? This is so dumb. We need more mechs with shoulder support hardpoints. Ballistics, etc. Thumper shells. Each one gives me 8 shots. I need probably about 4 tons of ammo. And that gives me a nasty long-range punch. Because we're realizing just how good thumpers can be. There is some weakness to this, of course. Thumpers is not exactly the most amazing thing when it comes to air-to-air work, and you kind of want to get your hands on some shape charge shells, which we should be in the market for. In terms of long-range missile, LRM. Now I've got 2 LRM at 20s because I don't have the clans. Of course, we back that up with this. We're about to go over tonnage, don't worry. Because 270 fusion core, we need to get the weight under control, which is totally doable. We come over here. We go Endosteel Clan. We go Heavy Pharaoh? No, Heavy Pharaoh won't fit. Clan Pharaoh, in order to keep sizes down. Oh, that's a bit too much. Cannot be afforded. Engine heatsink, give me a light engine. 4 tons? I need more than 4 tons. I've only got 4 slots. Do I need more than 4 tons? Weapon. LRM. Not weapon. Ammunition LRM. I have 2 tons of Hydra and a half ton of Hydra. 1, 2. And then... do you have improved swarm? You do. 1, 2. Puts me slightly overweight, which is, you know, normal. To a certain extent. We will just bring the weight down on that. That's fine. Oh, I know why he did that. He wanted to make it death from above capable. That's cute. How's my heat? My heat is 126. Oh, Jesus. Let's see. This is 8, 16, 32 rounds. 32 rounds, 15, 24, 12. I can get away with that. That'll give me room for the weapon mount when it comes time for that. So each one of these is 43, 6, 12 rounds of shooting with the LRMs, but we're a little bit limited. I'm not super happy about that. We can come in, and I don't like using these, but in this case, it's actually not a terrible idea. Ultra gyro gives me space, gives me tonnage, which we kind of need, because I need more ammo on this thing. Ammo, LRM. Do I have more Hydra? I have the Hydra half tons. We'll keep that in mind. Swarm improved. So we'll make sure we're using all of our swarm improved. And then I don't like augmented. So I've got 12 rounds of swarm improved. I'm also going to want a little bit of support. This puts me at 2 tons. One of those tons is already slated for use in that. That light engine was so expensive, but so worth it. If I'm only going to do this, if I had clan LRMs, I would mount them immediately. Unfortunately, I don't. I've only got Inish for LRMs, and they are, well, 10 tons versus the Brisk MML's 6 tons. So, engine heatsink kit is going to struggle with that. We're dealing a huge amount of heat. 43 from each of these. Jeez, that's going to be rough. I'm not going to be able to do that very often. We're going to be able to do it often enough at all? I could... oh no, I'm actually one course short of being able to put in an internal heatsink. Not that it will really matter. It's just too much heat really to handle. Do I need that much heat? Can I go lower? I can't. I'm kind of stuck. Look at that heat. LRM 15 for 5. LRM 15 is 15 heat? Yeah. Give me the LRM 15s instead. That does a couple of... oh. Ooh, that's on tonnage. That's on tonnage. Of course, I need to free up an extra ton for the weapon mount. Which is relatively easy to do, I feel. Because, you know... actually, no, I may not have to do that. First of all, do I have clan armor in general? Because if I could just slap a standard clan armor on top of it, that will do me fine. If not, I will put on the Clan Pharaoh. I could just put on glazed. Glaze gives you plus 12% armor weight, or minus 12% armor weight, so we save some. 30% energy resistance, but plus 15 to ballistic and missile attack, which is the artillery you're going to get shot at with. It's not exactly the most ideal thing to get, utilized by. The reason I want to put the Clan Ferrofibrous is because it's got built-in case. So that way I won't have to waste tonnage on the case. Although, as you can see, we're kind of being massively buffed now in terms of how much weight we have to play with. I can basically go to having, what, 0.91? Yeah, 0.91. How's my temperature? My heat efficiency is now 60 for 70, which is beautiful. Oh, I love it. I'd love to put in a tag or something, especially in AMS, but do I have AMS ammo? Because there is, AMS ammo is a thing that does exist. Although I think it's mostly only SRM. Yeah, we're currently being beaten back by the crit slots. ER, FTL, Listen Kill, Narc, Sam, Swarm, Thunder, Augmenton. So we have 1 ton of ER, which is just designed for, general, more precision fire support. Plus 30% all range brackets, but it also gives us plus 90 minimum range. But this, obviously, as you can see... Oh, crap, I'm a critical slot short. Shoot, I can't do this. I need 1 crit slot left. Where do I find it? I'm not quite sure. Because I need to have the expanded crit slot in order for that to fit in. Yeah, it can't be Clan Pharaoh. Like, even the Clan Pharaoh is too much. Do I have any more Light Pharaoh? There we go. Gives me 2 crit slots left. And gives me the tonnage I need. So that does mean I don't have a case, but this is a fire support long-range mech. And actually, I think what I want to do... Shed some weight. This is a fire support mech after all. I don't need maximum armor on his legs. I would like it, don't get me wrong, but... Let's be honest with ourselves. You don't need it. That puts me up to enough tonnage. Bring me over to... Structure. Dented case. Dented case. Patch those up. Shoot, I'm still short. Oh no. No. Why isn't this working the way I planned it? I want to have some level of protection. I do. I need more. Use your legs. Use your legs. Now, why am I using the legs when I just put in case? That and that gives me 0.91 and a single slot left. Now, how would we build this cockpit? So, we would of course need an indirect plus fire control system, which is huge. Oh, we have the plus that we require. Put that in there. Lovely. We would also... the missile is tempting. It really is. We also need for some sort of support system. A slick suite might not be a bad idea. I don't have any more sort of gunnery support systems. So the slick suite would give everybody an increase in range, and I believe, yeah, battle computer +1 initiative for all lance mates, which is pretty nice. Comm suite gives us an increased tactics, though, which I think might help out our long-range fire support even more. So we'll put a comm suite ++ in there for the +3 resolve gain. And then we need a good sensor system. We unfortunately do not have any more... God, what are they called? The super awesome sensor. The long-range one. I can't remember it. Sensor tracker, that's it. We don't have one of those, but... General level 9. Cockpit sensor sweep stacking. 15 and 10. Don't know if I'd need that. It's the better version of the recon sensor. A spiked helmet. Looks sweet. Show me those sentinels. The sensor sentinel. The sensor sentinel +5 to sight and range. Active probe counters by 4 with a bonus of 2. C3. Oh, yeah, this is amazing. But it's huge. Darn it. I'll So close. It's exactly what I would want in the system, but I can't afford the... Well, I can. I absolutely can. We pull this out. I only need to make up 0.2 tons. I don't want to be too aggressive on shaving the legs. But, I mean, they didn't need 190. That was ridiculous. Perfect. Now I can put in the sensor sentinel. Unless it has additional tonnage. It does have additional... Gosh darn it. All I'm trying to do is make something fun. I need a full 2 tons to come out of this mech in order to make that work. So it can't be that. I trimmed for no reason. Well, aside from getting some patchwork material out. Let's see what would be. What would be a good idea? We would need recon, sniper, or range. The range is kind of a moot point, although the ERs do have a bit of a lower range. Or not the ERs, but the Hydras. So, air effect within 40 meters. Always night terrain, 1 air burn, 2 strength. Minus 30% all range brackets, yeah. So, a range sensor computer might not be the worst thing in the world. Although I think the sniper might be better. Just because it provides an active probe. And active probes are super useful. This will be 31 days and 2.6 million C-bills. We still need a weapon mount to go with it. And if I were to try and add recoil actuators as well, they take up 0.91 tons as well. But I think we can make this work quite nicely. And then we'll start swapping out thumper ammo bit by bit for more shape charge, because they're kind of better. But yeah, I think this is a pretty decent Emperor build. I mean, maybe not, but I kind of wanted to get another heavy artillery mech out of the field. And this does it without making me have to do that to a king crab, because I think this would be criminal if you did it to a king crab. We need to get our hands on more weapon mounts. They're insanely useful and important. So, other than that, I can afford it. We're good with it. Log it down. You guys can tell me whether or not you think it's a good idea or a bad idea to construct like this at all. But I'm looking forward to it. Twin Thumpers, twin LRM-15s. If I can find clan versions of LRM-20s, that'll be perfect. Because the LRM-20s would be 2 tons lighter a piece. I also think they're smaller, which would allow us to improve the design rather considerably. And I do like the Twin Thumper artillery. I think that'll work out okay. So that'll raise our artillery faction to 4 mechs. Now, the Vulture is a pure artillery mech. The Mackie exists in a bit of a swing role. The Emperor is so in a line of most brawly on the right to most artillery support. I think this would be the setup to it. This has a lot of heat control as well in it, all those Hydra missiles and the swarms. So it's got a lot of flexibility, but the Mackie actually has large lasers which it can brawl you with. I mean, it's not a good idea for very long. It's not designed for that. And then the Thanatos just comes in with 4 medium pulse lasers and an MML-25 launcher on the side. Oh, I just wish there wasn't so messed up on some of the God, what's it called? Textures and modeling work. But yeah, and that's pretty much our artillery fire support group. The other thought that I had for this mech would have been something like just maybe not the LB-10s. Because that seems a little anemic, but maybe Gauss rifles or something. I just didn't have the clan Gauss rifles to make it work, but twin Gauss rifle, twin heavy MRM-30 is a phenomenal loadout for a mech like this. In fact, in the Apollo's Vipers campaign, we're actually running a Mauler that is that loadout. This will be a little bit of an interesting departure. I think I'm going to have a little bit more fun with it than if I had gone immediately for the Fafnir. Eventually we would like this Fafnir, but this will be fun. And this will bring us closer to deciding what type of mech we want to build with that. And then, of course, we still have our Black Knight to build. I gotta come up with a good idea. Maybe a melee Black Knight. That might be an interesting idea. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for today's episode. I have been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive notifications every single time I list one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment. It does amazing things for the algorithm. Especially, let me know what you think about my design for the Emperor. And if you think it'll be excellent or absolutely abysmal. And I will see you all in the next episode.